If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome everybody to the next Zoom Hangout, I think. So, we're going to bring back Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, thank you. And looks like we have a bunch of new things that you've been working on and a lot to share today. So I'm sure the people are ready. And what we just saw on this end was pretty darn good looking pens.
Ah, thank you. Yeah. I've been busy. So, should we start?
Thank you for coming, Mr. Squirrel Man. He flew in. That's how he gets here. Yep.
Ah, okay.
There you go. All right, let's start the show. We're going to finish at 8 o'clock. Let's be prompt. Mike, it's your show. Take it away.
Okay. Well, let's see. I guess first I'll do a real quick introduction for people that are the new folks here. My name is Mike Green. I've been making, what was that? Signals?
Ignore him.
All right, ignore him. Okay. I've been making pens for about 1.5 years now. So I'm a new pen maker. I've been using fountain pens for probably a total of 15 years or so all together. So I'm not, I won't say that I'm a big expert on fountain pens. Most of my time was spent using when I was younger, using very inexpensive, fountain pens. So nothing really fancy. And more lately, of course, I've been getting into crazier pens, but still, pretty much a newcomer in terms of the fountain pen scene. So, people if you're just getting into things, don't worry about it, because you start wherever you want to start, and it's great with whatever pen you're using. But anyway, I live in Delano, Minnesota, which is near Minneapolis. So we've already had our first snow and many frosts. So winter is coming here, but we'll send it down to you guys as soon as we can.
You can keep it.
All right.
I love snow because it's Santa Claus weather.
Oh yeah, it's I'll get to that in a moment. I definitely have a festive mood going on here, but let's see. Let's start with, I've been making a lot of fountain pens, and let's just jump in. I just finished another set of pens. I use a lot of different people's materials. I turn the pens on the lathe. In fact, you can kind of see behind me here.
Yeah,
I've got a lathe sitting back here. I have a wood lathe that I turn the pens on. I don't make the materials. I don't make the nibs. I buy the materials in a raw form and then cut them and turn them and do all the machining to make a pen out of that block of material. And so I've just got another set of materials. I was at the Dallas Pen Show, and I got a batch of materials from Starry Night Resins. So these are all brand new materials for me. So I'm just going to jump the camera over to them, because let's stop talking. You don't want to look at my face anyway. So here they are. These are some brand new materials I got from them. I'll try to remember the names here. I'm not always good with names, but you can see these are some really nice materials. I'll just show you one of these. This one's called Irish Isle. So it's got that green and the brown, the island kind of look, the white, very, very nice. And it's of course, it's a fountain pen. All of these are coming with have number 6 Bach nibs in this case. I also make pens with Jowo nibs, if you like Jowo nibs. So they all of these come with converters. So there you are, a little Pelican converter. So if you to put ink in the pen. So. And all these nibs, all of my nibs have been tuned by Kirk Spear of the Pen Realm. So right off the bat, you're always getting a tuned nib, which I just like. I like a really nicely behaved nib, and so
he does a really good job on
he does a really good job.
Yeah.
So when I first started making pens, again, not that long ago, I was kind of screening nibs, and some of them were scratchy. Well, I'd set those aside. Well, I would just said, well, I'm just going to make sure all of the nibs I have are good. So I just sent them all to Kirk, and he tunes all of them now. And so I'm pretty confident when I send out a pen with a nib that it's going to behave itself. Right.
Right.
This one's called Irish Isle. I'll just go through these really quick. They're just beautiful materials. This one's called California Dreamin'.
Pretty one. Yep.
That's another, you can see it's just, boy, what a material, huh?
Really nice.
That almost looks like, I just noticed that almost looks like Gandalf there, doesn't it, sort of?
It does.
I like that. Yeah.
Sometimes, you turn materials and all of a sudden you see things in them, but you never know what you're going to find when you start going down through the layers of the material.
Yeah.
That one just caught me. Now this one, I'm afraid I don't really know. She was telling me the names of these at the show, but I didn't get the name of this one. So I'll have to get it from her. Maybe when we talk to her, I'll have to try to find out what the name of this one is.
Soon.
But that is a nice material. This one's called Antiquing.
You know what? Hold up. Can we come out there for a minute? I'm not really a lot into these type of colors for pens, but for some reason, this pen has caught my eye. I like the way the colors come in it. They pop. I like how they contrast each other. They really look good, well together. They just fit together, and it just, makes me want to say, wow, that's a good looking color she did.
Yeah, Elise is, she's just starting at Resins, but she's been making materials for quite a while for Jim Hines, of course.
Right.
Her husband, but so she's been doing a lot of materials for him, in-house materials, and so she's decided to start offering it so some of the rest of us now get a crack at some of her nice materials, like me, so I can get some of her materials now. So yeah, and you can kind of see here on the barrel how it. You can see how it kind of catches the light and flashes and moves as you turn it. Of course, the camera really never does any of these things justice, but you have to see them in person to really see what you're getting. But these are just gorgeous materials. So this next one here is called Citrus Punch. All right, so you can kind of see we got some citrus colors here all mixed together. I guess you need to stir the punch a little more, but there you go.
Yeah.
Very nice. This one's here is called Neon Peacock.
That's a neat one. Look at that. I like that one now.
And it's always, people always ask like, well, what's your favorite pen and all that? What's the favorite pen you've made? It's always the one I just did. So these 7 here are now my favorite because I just finished them.
Hopefully somebody will see this and say, you know what, this is coming home. They're going to get a quality pen.
All of these are available. None of these have been sold yet. I just finished them last night. Actually, late last night I finished them. I was hoping to get them together before next week for when she's going to be on. I'm hoping to be on and show her these so she can see what her materials are looking like when they're pens. So with any luck,
these materials actually came from her then.
These are all from Starry Night Resins from Elise at Starry Night Resins.
Elise,
this one's called Waterfall Oasis, and she's going to be on next Friday, right, Larry? Is that still on?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so she'll be on next Friday, and if I don't fall asleep, it'll be November 4th by my reckoning.
Okay, at 7 or 8.
You're going to ask me the tough questions, aren't you? I'm going to look at my calendar real quick. I can look. I have 7. It down. Okay.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I have to. Very good. 7 o'clock next Friday, the November 4th. The creator of all these materials is going to be here. Yeah, this is called Waterfall Oasis. Again, you can kind of see how the chatoyance of it here, how it catches the light as you turn it. And the light and the colors just move, the material moves when you move it, when you turn it in the light.
My favorite, they're all beautiful. My favorite is still that brown one.
The one I like?
The 4th from the left.
The 4th one, this one's this one's called
that one?
This one's called Antiquing. Yeah. This one's a pretty one. Well, like I say, they're all my favorite. These are all my favorite children right now.
Looks like electric root beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It almost looks like ice is down inside of iced tea or something. You know, it's got the.
It does have a
depth to
dimensional
it.
quality to it. Yes, it has a depth
Yeah,
to
I
it.
love that. Yeah, that's nice.
Again, there's the nib on it, the Bach nib.
What is she calling that one again?
She calls this one antiquing.
Antiquing.
Yeah.
That color?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a rose by any other name,
Yeah. An old rose, an antique rose. I like that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful pen, Dan. It is. That brown
I love
is
it. I love it.
I'm really happy. These are the very first, like I said, she was at the Dallas show. She had a box of materials. I just reached in there and grabbed a few, and I got these. These are the ones I got. And I'm really happy with these materials. They're
did a great job.
Beautiful materials.
Really good.
Yeah, they're beautiful materials.
That's the most brilliant yellow. The second one from the left. That's the most brilliant yellow I've seen in a pen with yellow.
This one,
Yeah,
the second one here.
The second one from the left. Yeah, the blue with the
This
yellow. The
Yeah,
candle.
that yellow. I think, that yellow
That's
kicked it in.
That's really bright.
Oh yeah.
Almost looks like something from the Hubble telescope. Took a picture of the galaxy or something.
That's a pretty one.
this-
I like
yeah,
it. I like it. Don't you just?
Caught Gandalf unaware there, I guess.
Yeah, that guy, somehow Gandalf got in there. I don't know how. I kind of see his face and his hat there, and then he's got a yellow beard now, but it was white, I think, in the movie. But
yeah, that's true. Gandalf the Yellow.
yeah, this was maybe when he was younger or something, before he went white.
Beautiful.
Anyway,
material.
she calls this California Dreamin'.
Huh.
It's got quite a collection of colors. You can see it's got the blue with the sparkles in it down.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. This is,
At least
I'm
do a
still-
good job.
I'm still basking in the pen. Like I said, I finished them late last night. I didn't really get a chance to look at them really closely in their finished state. So right now I'm basically seeing them with you and just kind of going, wow, these came out pretty good after all. You never know.
You do good work, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, but I mean, it's basically, she made these materials, and so I kind of turned and polished and shaped and found the layers, and you're always trying that. It's very much a collaboration.
What's the weight
these
like on those, Mike, compared to your ebonite pins?
These are, I think they're about the same. This is Alumilite, so it's not a very heavy pen at all. I could dig my scale out, but that's going to be kind of a boring video.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to be very similar to the other pens in this size, because they're all Alumilite. They're all the same material basically. She's just made her own. She's the one that's worked out the colors that she's putting into this material and the patterns. But yes, here they are. These are brand hot off the lathe. These just got finished last night.
Beautiful.
I think I was up till 11, kind of cleaning them up, polishing them, and then crashed. I don't usually stay up that late for me, but so brand new pens. It's always fun to have brand new pens.
Look great.
Okay. And now, if you want, we can keep going. We can go back a little bit further. These are the when I was getting ready for the Dallas Pen Show, I was making pens, and so these are the pens that I made for the Dallas Pen Show.
Oh, I like that. Look at that. Look at
Okay.
that.
These are really old pens. These are from like September last month. Okay.
That is pretty. Come out. Look at this, Mark. The one that the third one to the left. But now how
This
you
one?
say it? Right?
This guy?
Let's see. That
This
one,
one?
yeah, that is. I like that.
These first few, now a few of them sold at the show. So I mean, these are not all of them, but I started out with I went through my box of blanks and said, I'm going to narrow it down to some that really need to be pens. And I cut it down to 21 blanks. I couldn't go any smaller. So I made 21 pens at once here. And so
It is pretty. I don't know. I just like it.
this bunch over here, the first 5 here, these are Jonathan Brooks blanks. Okay. This one he calls Ooh, I'm trying to look. Oh, rainbow braid. No. Yeah, that's right. He calls it rainbow
Well,
braid.
Jonathan Brooks did a good job.
Oh, he does
But he always
great work.
does, doesn't
And we called this one kind of unofficially, when people looked at it, we kind of unofficially called it the Superman pen.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay.
got the Superman colors kind of in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the name he gave it. But but
Is that
again,
Alumilite too, Mike?
all of these along here, actually, this entire batch is Alumilite.
Okay.
From different manufacturers. Like I say, Jonathan did these first 5. They're, and this is, I like this one too, the green.
Yep.
I like this one too. I mean, again, now you can't ask me which one's my favorite. They're all just gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's not a
seeing some
one here I
beauties
wouldn't
in
like.
there.
This one. This, of course, here's the pink one. This is called wake up here, Mike. Sleeping Beauty.
I like it.
This Sleeping
Is
Beauty.
that a pink over here, like pink and white, or what?
It's sort of a pink and I don't know. Yeah, there's pink and white, and then I don't know what is that, a gold here?
Kind of a peaches, like a peaches and
Maybe
cream
a peach
kind of a
color.
thing.
Yeah, maybe a peach color.
Apricot.
Oh, you know what, Dan? That sounds like a good one. A peach and cream color kind of pin. That'd be pretty, I bet.
It is.
Yeah.
It has a feminine look to it. I like it. It's very pretty.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
This one here
Real
is
nice.
That's
nice
too.
Yeah,
this is a
believe it or
diamond
not,
cast.
you know what that reminds me of? A brand new baby.
Oh, the pink one. Okay.
Soft, gentle.
Yeah.
You just want to hold it and cuddle it. It just reminds me of pure love.
You're talking about the one he's holding now,
Yeah.
or the pink one?
No, the pink
Blue
one.
The other one.
The new one. Okay. The new
Or
one.
clouds in the sky.
It has kind of a clouds in the sky. Look, this is a made by Diamond Cast.
Really nice.
Now you want, Larry, I just want to make sure we get this down. You really want to hold this right up to you, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
And hug it. Do you want to know what the name of this one is?
Larry?
No, the Diamond Cast calls this one unicorn poop.
Ah,
Oh, that's
So-
funny.
So if you just wanted to know, this is apparently what happens, when it happens, okay, with the unicorns. Of course, everything they do is beautiful. So
Yeah, it is beautiful.
this has got you can kind of see the sparkling going on. I don't know if I can get close enough to really see it in focus.
Yes, it's showing.
Yeah.
it really is.
You can see the sparkle inside there. That's actually diamond material. They embed diamond material in their blank.
Wow.
So that's like little pieces of diamond sparkling there.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, very, very nice. And then we're moving on. These are by this one's actually by Turnt Pen Company. It's called English Garden. You could just, I can just sit and look at these. I actually, we could do a show. I could just get my boxes of blanks out. We could just look at the blanks for a while because they're just gorgeous, aren't they?
They
These
are.
materials are just amazing.
Yeah. That
don't
one
know if
there,
you-
the next one is one
The
that I've
next
been
one?
watching.
Go back to
Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah.
This one's by Divine Turning Supply. This one's called AC Black and Gold. I'm not sure quite what the name means, but it's got black and gold. You can see it in there.
It's kind of like the stuff I
Gold
usually buy, doesn't
color
it?
more in person.
Pardon? Jake?
The gold color is showing up more in person, but it's tinging a little more yellow on the video.
Okay. You can kind of see it's kind of catching the light as I turn it.
Yeah.
And sparkling a bit. And you can
Yeah.
kind of see it catching here on this area here too. Yeah, the cameras are never very kind to these things. They don't really catch it completely. This one's called Wicked Wisteria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been looking at that one too. That looks
This
pretty
one?
darn cool. The color combination is very nice in that.
This one's called Ocean Sunset.
Huh.
So you can get the blues and the orange, they're trying to get kind of some sunset colors with
Yeah,
the
that's
ocean
neat.
colors.
That's neat. Yeah.
I like it.
They
Yeah.
have, they have a lot of fun with the naming of these guys.
Yeah.
This is just a straight, basically a pearl, an aqua pearl. Very, very easy to. And like I said, I made 21 of them. These are the ones that remain. Let's see, I've got a couple more that were left from the show. These are, again, brand new ones last month. This one here is now we're over. These are all by the Pensmiths, by another company called the Pensmiths. This one I got when I got this and I started working on this one. I had to go right to the grocery store. This one's called Cinnamon Roll. So I had to go get some cinnamon rolls.
Okay.
I remember starting this one. It was on a Sunday morning, so I went and got cinnamon rolls, and so we all had cinnamon rolls.
Beautiful.
It was a good excuse to get cinnamon rolls anyway.
Yeah.
This one's called Wild Blue Yonder. Again, these are that first batch that I was showing you that I just made last night. Those are all Bach nibs. These are all Yovo nibs on this batch here. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you're
Hold on for a minute. Yeah, let me look at that a little bit. That is supremely. Look at that beautiful pen. Come to Papa.
Oh yeah,
Larry is a sucker for blue.
I know it.
Larry likes blue, but if you've been listening, you kind of hear him. He likes pretty much everything. So unless someone has anything else to say, I'm just going to box all these up and send them to Larry.
A real short story real quick. I don't know if you remember, and they're paid. I know they are, but I think he sent me 3 pens to review and to send them back, which I was going to, but none of them made it back about them. Bad idea. He does that. He does that to bait me.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. I would, I'm trying to remember. Have you ever sent a pen back? I don't think you have you?
No, never.
I don't think any pen I've ever sent you has ever come back, but
no.
That's okay. That's okay.
I've tried, but then they all just stay home because they're a family and you don't want to separate the family.
Well, I make these pens. I want them to go out and have people use them. I don't want them just sit in a drawer. I don't want them sitting like here. They're sitting in these little trays. They don't really belong here. They need to get out. So I don't covet them. I don't hold on to them. I made that decision when I first started. No matter how much I love a pen, I want it to go out. I always tell myself I can make another one if it gets to that point. Yeah. This one's called Tide Pool. I'm sorry, Double Meaning. This one was Tide Pool. The one before it was Tide Pool. This one's called Double Meaning.
That's cool.
This one's got sometimes they come up with really imaginative names. I don't know how they come up with some of these names sometimes. This one, you can see James, this is at Pensmiths again. I guess that night he was not feeling, so this one's called Teal, White, and Black. What can we say? Teal, White, and Black. Yep, that's the name. Yeah, I just, boy, again, a lot of it is you can't really tell until you hold the pen and play with it. Boy, these pens are, they're very nice pens. The materials are just gorgeous. And like I say, the nibs are all tuned and everything, so they're just a joy to write with. The nib is really what does it. That's really the middle. That's, I think, Larry, as you call it, it's the heart of the pen.
Beautiful.
And this one's called Dark Arts.
Mike, have you begun to develop a preference between the Bach and the Yovos nibs that you've been purchasing and using? Are you beginning to develop a preference?
I'm not, when they're tuned and everything, they're usually they're all pretty good. I think I've heard different things about them. I guess I can't say that I have a real strong preference for them.
Okay.
number sixes, these are all number sixes here. I do kind of like the number eights, the bigger nibs, the Bach number eights.
I love number 8.
They're
Someday,
just,
Mike, when I'm rich and famous, I'm going to get a number 8 gold Bach nib to stick in
Yeah.
that first pin you gave me.
right. And yeah, and I know you got the section to work with. So you've already
I'm
got a
ready
number
for
8
it.
section. So whenever you find the time to get a nib, I'm
Got
gonna
to
go
win the
back to
lotto
these.
first.
I got to go back to these new ones. The new one, like I say, the newest ones are always my favorites. I'm going to move these so we can see them.
Welcome
There
to
we go.
Lannis.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Lannis.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna move
Good.
these.
Landis, baby. Landis rocks. Okay, I'm done.
I just got
Okay.
out of another Zoom church meeting. We had a community gathering. So here I am.
All right.
Hi,
She's just a
Landis.
Zoomer.
You're just in time. All right. And of course, I guess it
First
wouldn't be
one's
complete.
mine.
Which one? The first one's yours? Okay, we'll just take that one off the tray. That one's gone, guys. No.
Oh, you didn't
No.
show her the other tray yet.
Show that other tray. Yeah,
Oh,
show the
okay.
other one.
Okay,
That's
Lannis,
that
you're
other
just
tray
jumping in.
adder.
So we'll do a quick repeat here. These are the one I just finished these. These are all from Elise at oh shoot.
Rachel.
No, Elise. This is Rachel is the pen maker. Elise it makes the resins. And Starry Night Resins. She just started a company called Starry Night Resins. So these are some of her early works. I got these from her at the Dallas Pen Show, and I just finished these. My goal was to get them done before next Friday when she's on, so I can show them to her, show her how her blanks are turning out for me. So I don't want my work office to hear this, but how often do you actually finish something a week before you were trying to get it done? Before the deadline? I actually finished these more than a week before the deadline, before next Friday. So pretty good, huh? You got to take those when they happen, because you're almost always late, right? Okay, we'll do a quick rewind here. Now you picked out that one. I've got a couple others for you to pick from.
Yeah.
These are the pens I made for the Dallas. Well, these are at the Dallas Pen Show. All right.
Hey, that looks like mine.
Yeah. This there is definitely you're thinking this one?
No, the
Or this one?
opal.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
This one's actually a diamond cast. I think you looked at this one.
Oh, maybe I made a choice between that one and the
I think
other.
you chose the opal over this one.
What is that one called?
This one's called diamond unicorn poop.
Yes, of course. It was between that one and the one I actually did get. So
Yeah,
that's
so
why
this
I caught
is-
my eye.
This one, yeah, I think this is one you were looking at when you were looking at your pens, or looking at the blanks to choose one. And this is the one. This is a diamond cast. It's got diamond material in it, so that's how you can kind of see the sparkling from it, even in the camera.
I would put real diamonds in it from my office.
Yeah, no, this is diamond. Of course, it's just diamond dust, diamond debris, if you will. It's not faceted diamonds. You would put faceted diamonds in, right?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you would. Okay. No. So there we go. There's those. I'll just do those quickly because we were already talking about them. And then I've got these here for you. These were the last ones out of the Dallas Pen Show, the batch I made for the Dallas Pen Show. Let's get this out of the way here.
Oh, pretty blue and white swirl.
Yeah. I know Larry likes the blue. We were talking about that. He likes blue.
Good job, Larry is muted. He can't hear all the conversation.
Yeah, he can't hear what we're talking about either. So, and those are the, like I said, these are the pens I've made like in the last month. Okay, and I'll just really quick. Let me see if I can do this without getting anybody motion sick here. I'm going to move out. I'm going to move the camera here. I'm going to pan over. Here we go. And here we go. Here are the rest of the pens that I have that are available. Okay, right this moment.
Wow.
Okay. I'll just go. So we're going back in time. We just did the Dallas show, and now we're moving back through time. These are, of course, the ones that remain. Some of these are ebonite. This one here.
I got a brother to that one you just touched.
Yes, yes, you have a sibling.
And I have a sibling to that one there on the right now.
Yep, that one.
That's from that. You still have that one? I can't believe you still have that.
That's the only one. I made a couple of them in that style. It's the only one left. The ebonite like that one and this one here. These very few of the ebonite ones stick around. These two are still around.
Yeah, look at this one, guys. This is one from that same batch that I got from him.
I don't see it.
That pretty?
Nice.
Where?
So Mike, are you coming up to Scriptus? Toronto's big pen show is on Sunday.
I would like to, but I'm not going to be able to make it on Sunday. I'm going to switch. I'm going to go back here. Sorry, I'm going to switch back to my, have to walk across to do that. Here, we'll just kind of sit here, look at these for a moment while I switch videos here.
Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty.
These ones we were just looking at here from, I'll go back to my FaceTime. There we go. Here we go. I'm back. Okay. So there we are. That's my newest pens. And of course, a quick look at some of the older ones, but the ones we were just looking at, those are all like, a month old or less. The one batch was just from last night. So those are my favorites right now, of course. And
yeah, they're all your favorites every time you finish one, right?
The newest one's always my favorite, I'm gonna set this here so it's out of my way. Okay, sorry about that. Never mind all the technical mumbo jumbo. Okay, so let's see. I think we have some other ones here I can do.
What about those number 5s you did, Mike?
Well, I was just going there. Let's see, where are we? This one here. Let's take a look at this one. Where are we going? Here we go. I'm going to see if I can do this. Let's see if we can do this. I want to move this here. Sorry, I'm going to try to share my desktop here for a moment. Here we go. Share. Let's see if this share screen works. Let's see if I can do it. That one.
I just realized my radio is on. Is it interfering?
That's not bothering me, is it? Can you guys see that, Pam?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have to hit share.
There it is.
You want me to turn up John Bon Jovi, my favorite?
Oh, well, I like John Bon Jovi. Yeah. So this one might look familiar to some of you. This is Dan's pen. He just got this one. What was it? Not that long ago. But there he is with it. Yeah. This is a smaller pen. These other pens I've been showing you, if you look at this measurement here, can you see my cursor if I move it? I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. See, right, the thread where I'm talking about the threading right in this area. This is a Dan's pen is an 11 millimeter pen here. And these other ones I was showing you were all 13 millimeter, which is kind of the more normal size for a pen. Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a comparison picture here.
That's incredible how you lined that up.
Okay, so here's Dan's pen. This is an 11 millimeter pen. Now these other pens, like you can see, this was one of the from the Dallas show. That was that first one from the Dallas show. This is a 13 millimeter size right here. And then this pen is a bigger one. This one's 15 millimeter here. So they're getting progressively chunkier. Now we're not, 11, 13, 15 millimeter. They're not that different, but they're, and so Dan actually has has 3 pens that are this style. He has the 11, a 13, and a 15. He has a family of them. And I think you're going to show them to us, right?
Yep. Sasquatch, Mama Sasquatch, and Baby Sasquatch.
You need to put them in the camera.
Yeah, your hand is in the camera. Move, put the pens where your hand is. There you go.
Like that?
And then down a little bit. Maybe towards your face. There you go. Put it, if all else fails, cover your face, right? So there they are. So
Very
he's got
cool.
he's got all 3 sizes in this style of pen.
Yeah. This is a big, big, big baby here. We call this the Sasquatch.
Yep.
And
Do
this
you
is
like
a,
writing with that kind of, is that, Mike, is that thicker than an average pen that you would make?
this is the average. This one here in the middle is a 13 millimeter pen, which is the average. And the 15 at the top is like the biggest size I've been making. And now Dan's newest one here, 11, is slimmer than the others are. It's, yeah, even in this picture, it's hard to see, but I mean, it's when you hold it in your hand, this one's much slimmer.
So then what about the length of each one? Are they different in length?
Well, I made this one, again, you can do a lot of design choices. I made this one capable of holding a full converter. So that meant the barrel had to be long enough to hold the converter, right? So
Okay.
so it's not dramatically smaller. You can see it is a bit smaller in total length when you put it together, but it's not dramatically. Here, I've got another picture here. Yeah.
This, I don't know if you see this. This is a 159.
Oh, look at that. Eh?
See the difference?
Yeah.
That's a 159. I don't know if you see the girth of it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is the 159 is closer to this size, the larger size. And this is another custom pen I made recently that, of course, it's gone. This is the Juma Purple Dragon. And this had a number 8 titanium nib in it. I had 2 number 8 nibs in stock. One of them is the I'm looking for the other one. One of them was the titanium, and the there we go. Well, I've lost the picture. Oh, there he is. I see him. The other one was this one here. I'm looking for the picture of it. Ah, there it is. And we customized it a little bit, and this is how it turned out. This is oops, I'm trying to get I don't want to do that. There we go. This is where the gold nib went. This is a Bach number 8 gold, 18 karat. And
Beautiful.
we called this the Prince of Dragons. Both of these are, like I say.
So what have you got in there for the roll stop?
That's the symbol for the artist formerly known as Prince.
Okay.
That's what that's what that is. Here, I don't know if I can. There you go.
I'm pretty sure I could get a diamond in one of those.
I bet you could inset a diamond. Yes,
A circle in that.
Yeah. The lighting is a little different. This one's actually the same color as the previous one. It's the same color, but the lighting is different in this picture.
Wow, that's a bit of difference.
Yeah, this is probably closer to what it really looks like. All right. But like I say, both of those were, I had 2 number 8 nibs. I don't keep a lot of those around. They're very expensive. The gold ones are like, upwards towards 250. And the titaniums are only 140, or 160, I'm sorry. And so I don't have boxes of those laying around.
So what does a number 8 nib translate into? Is it a broad?
Yeah, well, it's what it is. I don't think I have a picture handy. And of course, I don't have any nibs. They're all gone. But they're basically the number 6. I'm going to jump back to I'm going to stop sharing this here if I can figure out how. Here we go. Stop share. There we go. Am I back? There I am. Yeah, the number 8 nib. What they do is they measure the across the feed. A number 8 nib is 8 millimeters across, and a number 6 is 6 millimeters across. And of course, that's all kind of, your mileage may vary depending on how the manufacturer makes the nibs. But the number 8 nib is going to be a longer nib than the number 6. It's going to be a bigger nib. Okay, longer and wider. All right, and so again, I don't, Dan, you have a number 5 in that 11 millimeter. To get it to fit in that slim size, I had to drop the size of the nib. So that's a number 5 nib, and you can see that in a lot of pens too.
This is the 5 and the 6 side by side.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, so you can see, you
There's
see a
quite a
fair,
bit of difference in length.
It's
Right.
length also, yes,
Right.
definitely.
yeah, the width varies and then the length varies as well. Yeah, it's proportional.
And this is the Mont Blanc 9.
Hmm.
So your 8's
Look at
probably
the
not,
size of
not
those.
much
eh?
smaller than that. Yeah.
Mike, what did we put in mine?
Yours was a number 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah, most of my pens are number 6s. I do make some of the bigger, some of the 15 millimeter pens I make for number 8s as well. And of course, now this new slim one that I did for Dan, I went down to a number 5 to get it to fit, you know. So, but most of these other pens are all number 6s that I've been making in the various sizes. All right.
The
Let's see,
feeds, Mike, the feeds on the 5s and 6s are the same feeds, right?
Well, no, the feed is going to be a little bit smaller.
Was
in
it
the 5.
smaller?
It's a little smaller. Yeah. I mean, that's usually what they use to measure the size is the feed itself, not the nib.
I
What's
meant the
that?
converter.
Oh, the converter? The
Yeah,
converter.
I'm sorry, I said feed.
I'm sorry. Yeah. You said in the case of, say, for example, now you're that slim one. I actually made it. It's a little longer than it could be because I wanted to make sure it could hold a full size converter. So that one is made to hold a full size converter.
Okay.
Okay. And so the standard international converter. It's just big enough for that. Now some of the bigger ones, I make them so that they can handle a larger nib. Or larger fee converter. I'm reaching for one. Here we go. Okay. Whoop, I'm knocking cameras down here. So like here, this is a carbon dragon. This is a black dragon pen, and it happens to have a number 6 nib in it again, right? And I'm hoping you're able to see this, right, on this camera. And on this case, in this case, I made it so that it would handle a TWSBI converter. So this actually holds twice as much as the standard converter. So Larry, you're sharing your screen?
I don't know what I'm.
You're sharing your screen.
I got it.
Okay. All right. So this is a TWSBI converter, which is compatible with the standard international, but it holds twice as much ink. So the barrel has, the pen has to be bigger to hold this kind. You can't just put this into any pen, but if you make it big enough, it'll hold this kind of converter. It'll also handle the standard converters, but this pen here is made, and also this one I have a section you can run a number 8 nib in it, but sadly I don't have any number 8 nibs on hand right now, so this is running with a number 6.
You actually, Mike, you actually sent me both converters, both sides of converters.
Right.
So I have the big TWSBI converter as an option with my now Larry's Terminator. Isn't that a number 8 nib you put in there?
That's a number 8 on Larry's. I think with yours, you actually went even further. It's like here, this black one, and again, you can get this way if you like. The black one here, for example, has it's sitting with a number 6, nib in it now, but I made another section for it that will hold a number 8. And so if you want to switch to different size nibs, they're not compatible. They each have different sizes, threads, and things inside here. But you can make multiple sections. I know on your pen, you had 3 sections.
Right.
You had a number 6 Bach, a number
Right.
number 6 Yovo, so you can use Yovo nibs as well, and then a number 8 Bach as well.
Right.
So you had 3 different three different of these sections that are made to hold the different size nibs.
Yeah, you'd made it with for a box 6, but I had one of those Athena Owl number 6 and a Yowo, and I wanted to put that in the pen. So you made the black one for me,
Right.
But you'd already made the big one to accommodate an 8 if I was ever able to get one.
Right. And so, like in this case here with this black one, and I think the the purple Prince one that I was just showing you, I did that too. Very often, if I'm, especially on these bigger ones, I will often make a another section and show it with the number 8 nibs as a model, you know.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
eventually, though, a lot of people, you know, like you will decide, well, I can't really afford the 200 or whatever number 8 nib, which is in gold. You know, well, solid gold nibs are always going to be expensive, but the number 6s are steel. This guy, like this guy here, so they can be, and of course there can be gold plated or whatever. The finish can be whatever color, but the actual base metal is steel, and they're a lot less expensive than solid gold, of course. So yeah, so you can start with a number 6, and actually, like I said, these number 6s, I know you've written with your I'm sure you like your Athena, the Yovo one, and the original Bach number 6. They write really well.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
not,
They're very good pens.
when a nib is tuned well, it writes well regardless of what material it's made out of. There's just it's always fun to have solid gold, you know. You know.
Well, you
I-
know what? I have a flock of pelicans, and of course, most of them come with the 18 karat gold nib, that kind of thing.
Right.
But a few of them, the M200s or whatever, come with a steel nib, and I really enjoy that steel nib on some of those ones that I have. So, you know, like you say, it's a matter of if it's tuned right, then you're gonna be able to write whether it's 18 karat or whether it's steel nib, whatever. If it's tuned properly, then it's a great writing instrument any way you look at it.
Yeah.
You know, Lannis, I would love to see your collection. Larry, you ought to have a Lannis interview just to have her show you her flock of pelicans and explain the differences, you know.
Right.
Well,
Especially
I got one
especially all the diamond
815.
encrusted ones. I'd like to see the diamond encrusted ones. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't play around with my pelicans in the diamonds and add diamonds to them, but I would add diamonds to, like, I have a sterling silver one that I would that I'm thinking of adding some diamonds to the clip or something. But Dan, as far as the collection goes, the Larry guy would have to get in touch with me to put me on a show somewhere.
Yeah. And another point, I mean, that's probably worth talking about is that, you know, on any nib, I'm trying to show you here with this nib here, this one here. Ultimately, of course, they always put a little bit of iridium, a little bead of iridium alloy on the end. That's what the tip of the nib is really done, you know, and that's ultimately what's touching the paper anyway. Whether the rest of the nib is steel or gold, that little tip is always just an iridium alloy. So they're really, when you're actually touching the paper, there's really not much difference between a gold nib and a steel nib. You know, that iridium tip is really what makes the difference and how well that has been made. Of course, again, you know, the manufacturers of gold nibs will put a little more attention on the gold nibs. You know, when you're making a nib that's going to cost that much, you tend to be a little more careful with a gold one than a steel one, right?
Is that the Dragons one too?
This is that black dragon that I was waving around a moment ago. I just switched cameras so it's easier to see it. But yeah, this is a black dragon, you know. I like this Juma dragon material. It's a very beautiful material. And again, the camera doesn't really do it justice, but when you turn it, the scales kind of move as they shift in the light, you know.
Mike, I'm still waiting for you to make a giraffe.
I've got that material. It's still sitting there. I gotta
see it someday.
All right. I'm not going to dig through my box and find it, but I have some giraffe material. I haven't made it yet, but I've got a big backlog of ideas. You know, I did that thin pen for you, and I'm really thinking a set of thin pens needs to happen soon. Right? Yeah. I really liked how that pen came out.
Yeah, and, it's a beautiful little pen, Mike. I would like to make some more of those thin pens like that. I got
I'm not fooling around here. Let's see, where is it?
I took that pin to church with me Sunday. It was up in the pulpit with me. I
Yeah.
And
was
did
taking
it
prayer
preach?
requests and writing them down with my little Mike Green number 5 nib pin.
Okay. So here I've got a box. This box has got like a couple dozen number 5 nibs.
Ooh.
They just came
Any
in.
stubs in there? Got any stubs
Uh,
or italics in there?
I don't know. Well, no, there's no italics. I don't remember if there's any stubs, but it just came in actually
like to
a
try
couple
an
days ago,
italic.
and I haven't even opened it up. Of course, it's kind of moot because I need to send it off to Kirk to get tuned. I'm going to send them all off to get tuned. So they're not quite ready to be shipped on pens, but I've got a couple dozen of them here that I'm going to send off to Kirk to get tuned. So I've got, I'm not fooling around with these number 5s on those slim pens. There will be a set of those in the near future.
I like mine. It writes really nice.
Yeah, they're not, again, we're back into the whole thing about, the number 5 nibs, if they're tuned well, they're small, they're going to be smaller than a number 6. I guess technically, if you're trying to go for like a springy, nib, a longer nib has more chance to be springy. Yeah. But there's no, again, we're back into the whole discussion. You can get you can get nibs that are very springy. You can get them when they're short, or you can get a number 5 that's very flexible or whatever, and you can get a number 8, really big nib, and it can be as hard as a nail, depending on exactly how the nib is constructed, right?
So is there a different when they're more springier? Is it a difference in the thickness of the actual nib that allows it to have a little bit more flex as opposed to it being a little bit thicker?
Well, yeah, I mean,
does that make any sense?
I know exactly what you're saying. They will play around. There's a lot of variables, they can make the nib, they can make the actual material thinner, right?
Okay.
They can make the actual nib width thinner, and sometimes you'll see them cut notches into the side of the nib to reduce the amount of metal that it has to move to make the nib. I'm not a nibsmith, and I don't pretend to know everything about nibs, but there's a lot of things they can play with on a nib to change how flexible it is and how springy it is.
Okay.
Right.
So there's just not one answer to making something springy.
No, and of course, the actual alloy, the actual material that the nib is made out of can make a difference too. And the alloy, when I say alloy, there are gold alloys that are much stiffer than others, and there are steel alloys. So it isn't just whether it's gold or steel. You can get like I said, you can get a gold nib that's really stiff and hard, and you can also get steel ones that are really flexible, but gold ones tend to be a little springier, or titanium tends to be pretty springy as well. But it's all a matter of how the nib is constructed,
My I think it's my Pelican M1000 is like they definitely will call you out on it if you say it's flexible. So definitely it's got a lot of spring, and I swear when I write with that pen that it makes me write different. I think I write faster. I can't explain what it does, but the feel, of course, is so much different than the M800 or the M600 or so. But it makes me write so much different because it's got some spring to it.
Yeah, it's spring. And the nib is much bigger on the 1000.
Yes, it's huge.
Again, we're back into the 6 versus the 8 versus whatever. I don't know roughly what the 1000 nib is, but it's a big nib. I know that. I don't have any M1000s to play with, but to measure or anything. But they are bigger nibs than the 800 or 600. That's Pelicans are really. I do have an 800 and a couple 200s, so I do have those. But they make really good nibs, regardless of the size.
Did you say they make really good pens, or they make really good gifts?
Nibs.
Oh, nibs. I didn't get it right out of all of that.
They make very good nibs, and of course the pens aren't shoddy either. The pens themselves are really good too, but the nibs are really good on Pelicans. They're really good nibs. So, all right. So let's see. I think we've gone through the pens I've made lately. I can go through. Would you like to see some pens I've acquired lately?
Oh, sure.
Do we want to do that real quick? I got
Yeah.
several different. I
Well,
can go
you know,
several different ways on this, Larry. Whichever way you want to do it. I did mention I was at the. I did do the Chicago, St. Louis, and Dallas Pen Show, but I think since the last time we did a meet when I was talking, it was before the St. Louis show, so it's been quite a while. I've done 2 shows since then. It's fun to get a chance to actually play with these pens, right? And so, you know, pen shows or a store or whatever, you know, here in Minneapolis, they don't have pen shows. The closest one is Chicago. So sadly, we don't really have a good chance to get to a pen show here.
or Toronto.
Or yeah. Well, if you're lucky, you live near a pen show. Say like in Dallas or whatever, you know, there are places that have pen shows, a little more civilized maybe than where I am, but you know, we don't have pen shows here.
Well, I confess,
Okay.
I don't have the mobility that I once had to go to a pen show, so I won't be going to Scriptus on Sunday.
Okay.
It's too
Well,
crowded. There's too many people. It's downtown from I of course I'm in Mississauga, which is connected to the GTA, but
yeah.
I just can't do those shows.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, last year was the very first time I'd been to a pen show at all. So, you know, so it's not always easy to get to a pen shows for anybody. All right, here, I'm gonna do a couple pens real quick that I got recently. This is a Diplomat Elox. It's a metal engraved pen. It's the same shape as the Arrow, I think they call it, right?
Yeah.
And this one's called the Matrix. It's a pretty new model, and I got it because, well, of course, it's the Matrix. What can I say? But it's got these lines etched in it, and I don't know if it's showing up very well here, but as you turn it, they kind of catch the light and do like that green shimmery kind of look.
Yeah.
From that movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's a Diplomat. This is the very first Diplomat pen I've ever had. So
Isn't that cool what they did there?
yeah, right.
It's aluminum, right?
It's, well, I'm not it's a metal pen. Yeah, I don't know if that, I believe that it's aluminum, right. And these lines are also etched in. You can feel them as you move your finger across here.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, when I got this, I just got this, and of course I had to decide now, what's a good, so I put Ackerman number 28 in it, you know, a nice bright green, all right, ink in it to match that. It almost matches these stripes. And of course, since I got that, I went and looked at the movie. I went and got a Lamy Swift. I don't know if you've ever played with one of these. This is a rollerball pen.
No.
This is the pen that the architect is waving around in the second movie. All right. So I had to get this one. This was one that was actually in the movie. It's a cute movie. It's a cute pen. I don't know if you ever played with one, but when you push the button to put the tip out, the clip retracts.
Oh.
And then when you bring it back out, the clip pops open again. Very clever.
It is.
Very nice pen. Very nice pen.
I
know we're running out of time.
Like
One more really quick. I just got this. I ordered it last summer. It took forever to get to me. This is a 3776 I get Bourgogne. It's a French name. I'm going to mess it.
Bourgogne. It's wine.
You do it.
It's a wine color, right?
Yeah, it's a wine color. But the fun thing about this is it's got an ultra extra fine nib.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's a very fine nib, and I put platinum carbon black in it, so it just has a really sharp, very dark black line when you write. It's really
Is that
nice.
a Japanese pen, Mike?
Diplomat, or this? I'm sorry, this is a platinum. Platinum.
Oh, that's a platinum.
This is a platinum.
That's Japanese, isn't it, Larry?
Yeah, 3776 Japanese.
This is Japanese. Okay, this is Japanese then.
I'm
kind of geographically challenged sometimes when you ask, okay, where did they make that pen? Oh shoot, I don't know.
The Diplomat's a German pen, I think.
Right, I think the Diplomat. Yeah, the Diplomat is a German pen.
Right.
But the platinums are Japanese. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually this one here is the 37076 and it's got a C nib on it. And I wondered what that was for so long. And I guess it stands for course. Is that right, Larry?
Yeah, but that's officially a Zoom nib, but yeah, but then the Japanese will call it coarse. Yeah, for broad
Course.
also. And they're real
Course.
wet, real nice. I like them. I have one.
Very good.
So that was actually the last pen I bought around my birthday of Essence.
Mhm.
My notable 65th birthday in September.
Oh, you're still a baby.
Yeah.
Really? I'm
a
beyond that.
septuagenarian. I'm a septuagenarian now. Me and Larry are septuagenarians.
Really, really,
Yeah.
really. Trying to turn this thing off. Well, folks, it's that time for all the little good senior citizens to go to bed.
Yep.
Especially if you still work in the morning.
What time do you
Okay.
Larry, what time do you want me tomorrow?
7 o'clock.
Okay, just you and
So
me,
we're
right?
having, tomorrow real quick, we're having Dan on at 7. So you might want to get on here about 15 till.
Okay.
So that's 7, what time zone?
Central.
Central.
Okay.
And
so that's
real
what,
quick, we're going to have let's see. Nothing there. And that's for Dan. Now in November, we're going to have Jim Hines Elise on Friday. Just her. She'll be on at 7 p. Central. And I believe Francisco, which I've got to look again, is going to be on November 13th. So we got quite a bit, and there's some other people coming down. I got to get dates on. Oh, but real quick, you're going to have to look at Mr. Announcer's info. I'm not going to be saying it anymore in the group. I'm done with that for right now. It just gives me more things I got to do, and my memory's not that good. So it's best for me to leave it alone. If people want to come, they're more than welcome. They can go to Mr. Announcer. No, it's not going to identify. It's not going to notify them, but just look, and hopefully you'll get notified if you're a subscriber. So that's what's going on with that. And but I have a calligraphy writer coming on next month. I have a journal planner coming on next month. So we're going to have quite a bit of traffic coming soon.
All right.
Okay.
So you have Dan tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. Is that that's the plan? Okay. I'm cheating on looking at Mr. Announcer. You don't have that one on there yet, so people better pay attention.
You just found out.
Yeah, you just found out about it just now. Right now, you just found out about it. But and yeah, you have Elise at November 4th at 7 p.m. You also have Eric Smith, November 12th at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the ones that are on Mr. Announcer right now. But there'll be you'll be adding more. So the big thing is to go to Mr. Announcer and keep hitting refresh. I forget to do that sometimes.
He's all smiles, isn't he? He does smile once in a while. Every once in a while, he might laugh.
Occasionally.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
are you talking about Jake?
Oh,
Is
I think
that who
he's talking. He's trying to
about,
tease
Jake?
me, but
Yeah.
he's. I don't know. Are you trying to tease Jake or me? I don't remember who you're trying to tease.
Me, but I'm ignoring him.
Well, yeah, you're used to that. Oh, and one more thing, just before, real quick. Here's my contact information. Real quick, for those of you that don't already have it. Is that good enough?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just want to throw that in. That's how you
And
reach it.
15% off.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's the super secret. If you use the super secret
Yeah.
code, Larry, you get 15% off on all of my pens. So you can buy, just think of all the money you can save. Just buy 10 of them and you get 15% off on all of them.
Show me 10 blanks I have to have and I'll.
That's pretty,
I'll
you know,
invest, Mike.
that's pretty easy. You, like I said, I tried to narrow it down to just what I had to make, and I made 21 of them for the Dallas Pen Show. So,
So
those,
Dan, what
those
are you
blanks are
talking
nice.
about tomorrow?
This remains to be seen. Larry's been giving me some pointers. What you're going to hear from me is exactly the opposite of everybody else. Everybody else is an expert in some area. You're a Pelican expert, right? Okay. Mike's an expert in making pens. I am an expert in being a novice. I'm 2 years into this, and I'm going to give the novice's perspective of the pen world, the fountain pen.
Sounds really cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought I mentioned, remember I said it was Christmas. I'm unboxing right now. Almost one of Larry's mail calls. Christmas.
Ink Vent?
Ink Vent 2022. The new
Did you
calendar.
open window 1 yet?
Well, no, here, I'll show you all of them. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I haven't done that. I don't know. You know, I know we gave actually one of our kids, you know, one of the aunts gave some of our grandchildren, you know, the calendars, the chocolates and everything. And the kids ate them all the first day.
Oh,
They opened every window and opened all the candies and ate them all right away. Last year I did get the last year's one as well. I did not open it ahead of time. I did it every day. That morning I opened it and experienced the new ink, you know. So this just came in the mail today. So they're just out, right? They came out like Friday. So I ordered one the first day. I think I waited on the 2019 and never got one. I did get one last year. So, but anyway, so Merry Christmas, everybody.
I got the very first one. What, I don't know if that was blue or red.
I think that was the 2019. See, I got last year's, which is the red one.
Oh, so then I guess mine is blue probably.
And all of them got opened. You know?
I gave away a couple of the vials, popped the other ones back in the calendar, so I could actually open the calendar on the first of the blue one if I wanted to.
Yeah, so I didn't get. I kind of looked at it. It looked really interesting, and I said, "Wow, I'll think about it." And then they were gone. You know, so I don't know how long these will last, but I did make it on the red one. So, and now I got the green one. Everybody, you always need 25 more inks, right?
That's all. Folks, it's been fun. It's been good. Hopefully, we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.